It's crazy down there right now.
Jeremy, obviously, we'll talk before about it. You've been here for a while, and early in the year, it seemed like kind of like, wait, is this really kind of happening? When for you did you realize that this kind of a run was conceivable?
When we started being consistent with it. I think it's easy to fall into the hype when things are going good in the moment. But when we've had moments where things weren't going as well and we still find ways to win, I think that's when it becomes real for everybody in the building. And so I mean, when we started that run there, when we started winning 3-4, it's like, okay, yeah, we got something different here. We got to maximize this.
And with Terry, we've seen over the years, like, pretty relatively quietish guy, but then there's just videos of where he is the hype guy in the locker room or pregame or what have you. What is it like in those moments when he dials it up like that?
Man, everybody listens, man. Like, I have a different respect for Terry because I've seen his journey here and I've watched it unfold and I've seen the person and player he's become over time. He's somebody that's never complained. He's never made excuses. He's always shown up to work and done things the right way, consistently. He's never been a me guy. He's never been any of those things. He's always been about just winning. And so when he talks, people listen, including myself, right? Like, when you have somebody like that that can lead by example as well as what they do on the field and what they do off the field, right? Like, everybody wants to, model that. That's the blueprint. And so, man, like, I love T. When he talks, like, I'm listening because I know that talk that he's talking from. Like, I come from that same cloth, so yeah, it's different.
When Adam Peters hired Dan Quinn to coach this team, he said he was kind of the ultimate leader. He's been around. He'd coached a team to the Super Bowl. What have you seen in terms of Dan Quinn, the leader, over the past almost year that he's been around?
Lead sled dog, man. Like, he is what he preaches, right? Like, it's different when people say things and then it's different when people do things, right? He does both, right? Like, he is who he says he is. Like, you hear Terry say that all the time, like, be who you say you are. He is that guy, right? And, like, he's a guy that's all about winning, and he's all about trying to find different ways to win, whether that's player input, whether that's other staff input, right? His ego's not too big for, winning. And so, like, the difference is just, like, when he has his mind set to things, like, he's set, right? Like, he challenged us to get our brotherhood as strong as we could, as fast as we could in the beginning. And that's what we did. And that
role to people catching up to how good you were. And have they?
Right. I mean, honestly, like, it just comes down to, like, when you believe outside noise, I think that can be misleading. Outside noise can be a false narrative. But when you have that confidence within, that's what really translates and transcends. Everybody in this building, whether they had it before or didn't, built that confidence within themselves and within each other to, like, this is the goal that we have, and it's very attainable. We just got to go out there and prove it. So everybody just had that belief, man. Like, there was no false, motivation from external factors. Everybody just looked in the mirror and said, I'm capable of doing this. And when you have a collective group that is thinking that way, good things happen.
A lot of coaches have their sayings, their mantras. What is it about anybody, anytime, anywhere? Why is that stuck with you guys, you think?
I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. You can do it however you want to do it, wherever. Like, that's the mentality. Like, I think, excuse my language, when you say dog-ass competitor, like, I think that's what that means, right? It's like, it doesn't matter what the situation is, where we at, who we going against. Like, yeah, you got to come see about us. So, like, that's the mentality you have to have. I think as an ultimate competitor, that's what you have to think, right? Like, it doesn't matter who you're playing against. I mean, heck, I'm sitting up here. I was a 2-star recruit that went to South Alabama, right? But I turned myself into something different. But that's because of how I think about myself. And so, like, when you have a team that thinks that way, that's kind of the result that you get, is just a bunch of guys that's going to compete their asses off no matter what the situation is.
I know Dan has really emphasized recovery throughout the season, training camp, during the season playoffs. How's that helped you guys to make this deeper run in the postseason?
Man, I'll speak for me, just myself. Like, coming off of ACL, like, in 7 months, like, I think the biggest thing was the recovery, right? Like, it's a long year, and right, I didn't really have an off season last year because I was training all the way to get back. So I pretty much played football for an entire year this year. And so just having that recovery where I can take that time for my body, and not always just my body, but my mind too. Like, you got to be able to, like, turn it off and turn it on. And just having that time to where I could do that and just, kind of step away for a sec, take care of the things I need to be taken care of, do some rehab on my knee, whatever that might be, feeling a little achy, and then getting back to the goal. That's been huge, right? Because a lot of the guys, you see it all the time, they can get burnt out. You can. It's a long year. You're going from pretty much July all the way through, this time of the year. So if you don't take that time for your body and to yourself, your body won't take care of you.
Is it a full circle moment for you to have started your career in Philly and now they're standing in between you and the Super Bowl?
Hell yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, like, that's I said this a while ago, but my career started there, but this place became my home. And so to be able to go back there and compete for a chance to go to the big dance, like, you can't draw it up any better. Like, that's what every kid dreams for, right? And so, yeah, man, I'm super excited, man, just to be able to go out there and just compete at the highest level, one of the biggest stages in the world, for a chance to help my team go win. Yeah, it's really, really cool moment, man. You don't get that a lot.
What do you make of the way Coach Clay coaches special teams and going up against them in the last few years? What do you expect from the special teams battle in this game?
Oh, man, field position, man. At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. It comes down to just executing what we have going on and outrunning and out-hitting. That's our mantra, We live by that, we die by that. And so, yeah, that's gonna come down to that. At the end of the day, these are NFC East games. We know how they go. They are very tight games usually. And so every play matters, whether that's special teams, whether that's kicks, whether that's, whatever it may be. Every yard matters in these type of situations. So, yeah, be at your best when your best is required. That's the mentality that I have and all these guys in here have, and just, helping our team win however they may be.
Hey, Jeremy, Coach Quinn talks always about complementary football, all three phases of the team playing at one time, and you saw that last week. But you've played on this special team unit, led this unit and everything. How have you seen this special teams unit this year and headed into the playoffs?
Man, some dogs, man. It's been cool, man. Like, it's been cool just to be able to see guys get in roles that they haven't really done before in their careers. We got rookies stepping up into roles that they've never really done and just owning it, right? And just trying to be the best at that role, right? Like, Detroit was a team that was ranked really high in special teams, and we kind of took that challenge as like, listen, like, we got to go help our team, however that may be, covering kicks, field position, whatever that may be. And so just to see those dudes hunt, man, like, it was cool. I was telling Izzo today, like, dude, like, it was a quiet game for me. I was dealing with double teams, fighting my behind off all game. But those dudes were hunting, man. So it's like, yeah, man, like, you want to take one person away, you got to deal with, 9, 10 more. And just the way that they go play, man, sometimes, like, it's cooler to watch that sometimes than to make the play yourselves, because you've seen the transition from OTAs and camp where guys were getting reps and they didn't really know what to do, and it's a new rule now, and then, like, you turn on the tape, 18, 19 weeks later, and it's like, yo, these dudes are humming. And so, yeah, it's been cool just to see, man, have guys like Ballore, man, like, vet guy that's done it at a high level for years, man. Like, me and him have competed against each other. I didn't even know him, like, personally, when he was in Seattle. And so just to have him on my team now and we kind of brainstorm off each other, man, it helps the unit, right? Because it's like, we're trying to be the best that we can be so we can help our team in whatever situation that may be. We get the ball out. We start them at the 20. That's momentum. And as you guys all know, football is a momentum game, man. Like, it's all based off of that. So, like, if we can create that juice for our team, then, yeah, we're doing our job.
Hey, good afternoon, Jeremy.
What's up, brother?
Not much, man. To most of us out here who've never played the game at your level, we look at special teams and it all looks very much the same. How different is Coach Izzo compared to other special teams coaches you've had?
Man, high energy guy. Like, when I first signed here, coming off my knee, right, it was kind of uncertain what it was going to look like. I was kind of like in a situation where I felt like I had to prove it again. And the big thing that he was like, listen, dude, like, I don't want you to change anything about you. I just want you to play how you've always played. You playing that way has got you here. So just don't change who you are and how you are. And so, yeah, man, I took that and ran with it. And so, like, he just lets dudes go hunt, right? Like, he's open to feedback. He's a guy that's played. He played at a high level. So he's super open to just letting dudes, like, go hunt. And if you got an idea of something that may work, he's all ears to it, right? Because he's all about getting after the ball, run and hit. That's his fast and physical is what we preach. And so just to be able to play under him and just, go out there and fly around and feel free, that freedom to just go make plays and open up windows for other guys, right? Like, I think that's what's special about him for sure. No problem. Appreciate y'all.